Well, I think it's more than fair to say that I am very upset and very disappointed right now. Ha! Pissed! The Vikings come off their bye week with a 5-0 record, head to Philadelphia and play very poorly, as they lose this one 21-10 to the Eagles. Now, the defense played great, okay, like they always do. However, they played very poorly in terms of special teams and offense. The first quarter was a battle of the turnovers. First, Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz throws an interception to Anderson Dejo. He returns it to the 2. Woo! But then, a few plays later, Bradford would throw his first and so far only interception of the season in the end zone, and the Eagles got it back. But the Eagles gave it right back as Wentz and Sproles botched a handoff, and Anthony Barr recovered it, and we took over now. Woo! The very next play, we gave it right back to them as Bradford was strip sacked. The Vikings would eventually score first on a Blair Walsh Project field goal. Unfortunately, the 3-point lead would not last as the Eagles returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown and went for 2 points to take an 8-3 lead. What was that? Huh? What was that? The Eagles eventually extended their lead to 11-3 on a field goal at the end of the half. Then on their first drive of the third quarter, they extended their lead some more on a touchdown drive. That was the only touchdown that the defense gave up that day. The Vikings responded with a pretty nice-looking drive, got all the way to the Eagles' 6-yard line. Unfortunately, they turned the ball over on downs. Seriously, we went on fourth down like 3 times that day and only converted it once. More frustration occurred as after we forced them to punt, Sherrills did something unusual, fumbled the punt, and the Eagles took over, eventually got a field goal out of it. Late in the fourth quarter, we finally caught another break as Rhodesy forces the fumble, which Harrison recovers, and we eventually turned that into a touchdown, as on 4th and goal, Bradford hooked up with Cordero Patterson, but at that point, all that really did was make the score more respectable. Oh, thank goodness. So, we get our first loss of the season. Let me ask you something. Did you honestly think the Vikings were going to go undefeated for the season? Well, hey, man, you never say never. And did you also honestly think the Vikings offense would go the whole season without committing a turnover? Well, yeah, turnovers bound to happen, and, you got to see if you can try and win the game anyway. But, of course, if you turn it over 4 times, it's going to be tough to do so. But they turned it over 4 times, too. This was one of those games where both teams clearly relied on their defense, and today Philly got the betterment of the situation, and how'd they do it? Well, they got to Bradford. He was getting hit all day today. Him getting hit or having guys in his face played a big role, if not was the direct cause of his mistakes. Our soft offensive line was exposed big time. Meanwhile, the Eagles quarterback, Wentz, really didn't do any better. Granted, we didn't sack him, but he headed into this game with just 1 pick, and he got picked off twice today. I don't think I would say Wentz outplayed Bradford at all. Right now, I think it gives us a chance to refocus and take the undefeated pressure off of us. And the 1972 Dolphins. We have one of the best defenses in the league. Oh, yeah, defense. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing great. But right now, we honestly have statistically one of the worst offenses in the league. And they say games are won and lost in the trenches. And a better O-line can make a huge difference, both in terms of protecting the quarterback and creating holes for the running backs. Next week, the Minnesota Vikings travel to Chicago. Now, I know the Bears are not doing well, but it is in Chicago, and in recent history, we haven't been doing well there. We won last time, but this is not to be taken lightly. Don't take this one lightly at all. This could be a tough one, but I have high expectations. Now let's not hang our heads, Vikes fans. We're now 5-1, which means we are still in the lead in the division. So let's keep it that way. Vikings, just get back to work. And hopefully we can get back on track. Go Vikings. Go Vikings!